Hi there! Welcome to a new week in Sugary Doo Studio. Hi there! Welcome to the Sugary Doo Studio, to a new studio week vlog. My name is Irene and this is the Sugary Doo channel where I share videos about quilting. About quilting mostly. And this week I'm taking you along in the studio, what's happening over here. So Monday, a new week, and it's time to do some cleaning up. I have been sewing last evening and we started making a fun quilt kit that is coming out this fall. So yeah, let's start by organizing this mess a little bit. So I have been sewing on a fun project that is going to launch this fall. Well, actually it's going to be a quilt along that's going to start on the 4th of November. And it is a quilt along with a block that I designed a while ago, the penguin block. Maybe you know it from my first book. And I enlarged the penguin block, and last year already, or at least a year ago, I made a Christmas penguin quilt with it. But I never really got to, I never really shared much about it. I really got to show it to you all. So I thought, let's do this year a penguin quilt along. So that's what we're going to do. So I have been sewing some penguins, it's going to be fun so long. So I'm going to gather everything that I need for the penguin quilt that I'm going to make for Ella in this box, so I can work on it later. And then when this all is cleaned, I can bring in some new fabrics that I just picked up at my wholesale. Ooh, here we have one. Isn't that cute? Okay, but first let's do some organizing over here. So that's better, an empty table, so we can do stuff. And a thing left on the table is this pile of fabrics. So here we have 9 colors, and those will be the colors for the penguins. So here we have one, and then the belly, the inside of the penguin, it's going to be this very light light grayish color, and then the background is going to be this soft gray, so that will make the colors pop a little bit more instead of taking the cream. So these fabrics are going to be the ones that we're going to build into kits. So I'm going to leave those here because Sana will be there tomorrow to help me cut more fabric for the kids, and I am going to unpack the car. And here's the last bit. 2 packings and a little present for me. So let's chat a little bit about what I brought home from the wholesale. So I bought batting, and this batting we're going to use in the kits for the penguin quilt. So I bought a whole bunch of that. And in these boxes we have 505 Olive spray, and this is a spray basting that was out of stock, so back in stock now. And then we have some fabrics. Oh wait, also this one. This is a foldable cutting mat. I thought perfect to take with me on quilting weekends, quilting retreats, and I especially love the color. So this will be perfect for taking photos as a backdrop. Such a perfect sugary dew color. So we have that. Then a little bag with catalogs and goodies from the Wholesale. Some penguin blocks that I brought to get some more black and white fabrics. This is one of the colorways for the penguins. So I started out with this bunch, so the rainbow that I showed earlier. And those are going to be 9 penguins, so 3 by 3. And then I thought it's really cute to also make this with a soft pink background as a quilt for Ella. So I thought of a quilt with 12 fabrics, so it's going to be a rectangular shape, about 50 by 75 inches. Yeah, so another colorway. And then we went to the Wholesale, and I already have made this penguin quilt in Christmas fabrics. And then we were there and saw some lovely Moda Christmas fabrics, and then we decided we had to also make a Christmas colorway. So let me grab the previous penguin quilt that I already made. And I made it, like I said, some time ago. And it was for a long time almost finished. And then Karen from the Shuey Do test team, she added a binding to the quilt for me. So nice, because then it was completely finished. And then last year with Christmas, I think probably due to the quilt along, I didn't get to post about it. But yeah, this is a Christmas palette with the red and the aqua. Is it aqua? Yeah, it's kind of aqua. And now we have also a Christmas palette for a Christmas penguin quilt, but then with a little bit different colors. So here's what's going to come in the Christmas penguin kit. That is this fabric for the bellies, and then these fabrics, all of those for the penguins except for this one. This is going to be a stripy binding. Yeah, so some darker, very dark blue, reds, green, and teal, with almost dark green teal-ish accents, and then these two. So a very happy but slightly traditional-ish color palette for a penguin quilt. So yeah, we're going to have 3 color palettes for the quilt along, the penguin quilt along, and that wasn't the idea at all. I mean, making kits for just one color option, that's really nice. But now, well, we will have 3. And probably from this one with the light pink background, we won't have tons of kits available, so I'll just be making a few, because there's always a question when I make a quilt in a different colorway. I'm sure that there will be questions. Ooh, what is there a kit for that color combination as well? So yes, there will be, but not as much as the other one. Yeah, so Christmas fabrics we took home. That is this whole pile. And then we have also this one. This was this was the initial reason that I went to the Wholesale, to find some nice low volumes, to make new low volume bundles. I have fat quarter bundles, low volume fat quarter bundles in the shop, and they always run out the quickest. So a lot of demand for nice low volume bundles. So we thought, let's bring home some gray and white low volumes so that we can make new bundles again. So there we go, we have the darker gray, then some light grays, and some more white creaminess low volume fabrics. Was that it? No, that's not it. We also have this. So this will be turned into fat quarter bundles and end up in the shop. And then kind of a little something for me, but also for the shop. These are double wide backings by Tula Pink. I love those fabrics and the colors, it's just perfect. And the thing I really like about Tula Pink backings, I had the big dots with the birds I used a lot before in my previous studio. The backings, they feel really soft, so it's really a nice smooth fabric to have as your backing. And of course it's a double width, so you don't have to do the piecing for your quilt. So these I'm going to add to the shop hopefully this week. And then at the pre-cut section I saw this bundle. I will show it to you up close. It's one of Tula Pink's fabric bundles and I love the colors. The prints are something different for me. As you probably notice in my style, I use a lot of solids and kind of small prints. These have some bigger prints, so I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it, but I thought it would be a lovely, a little bit out of my comfort zone quilt to make with a bundle. So a fat quarter bundle of Tula Pink's fabric line, Daydreamer fabric line. Yeah, so a little something for me, a little something for you. Yeah, that was everything I brought home. Just finished doing some administrative stuff and I think I'm going to move to the couch. It's another very hot day here. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be the last warm day, so I really hope that. I'm so looking forward to autumn. So yeah, I'm going to move to the couch because in our living room it's much cooler than in the studio. And maybe going to try to make a mock-up for the Christmas penguin quilt. But before I'm going to work on the mock-ups, I wanted to show you this. So this plant was pretty unhappy, but it's all growing back. Look how cool. I didn't expect much from it, but I'll keep you updated. In a few weeks I think she will have hair again. About time for another check-in for my week vlog, because I haven't filmed much on Tuesday and Wednesday. Yesterday I wasn't working. I think there is only one clip that I filmed from Tuesday morning when we were packing kits here for the new penguin quilt along that's coming up. Yeah, and then Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday I didn't film at all, and I thought it would be nice to just talk a little bit about it, because that's also what my week looked like. I was really tired and still wanted to do some work, so I kind of pushed myself into doing something useful here, and that resulted in kind of feeling overwhelmed and not being very indecisive on what I should be doing and what I wanted to do, and that kind of made me spiral down into doubting everything that I'm doing with Chewy-Do, and Tuesday and Wednesday just weren't my best days. Yeah, so I was really doubting what kind of aspects of my business are there, so pattern design and filming YouTube videos, and there are a lot of things I can do within my business, and then which ones should I be focusing on and which ones am I focusing on right now, and are those the best choices. And when I'm in a state like that, when I'm feeling like that, I want to figure it out right there, right then, and want to feel, I think I want to feel secure again, that I know this is the right path and this is the way I should go, these are the tasks I should be doing. And when it's not very clear and I'm feeling tired and overwhelmed, that's just not a good combination. So Wednesday over lunch I chatted about it with my husband, and it's really nice. He's also an entrepreneur, and so business-wise it's really nice to have someone to chat with about what's going on in my business. And yeah, that was really nice. So what we did was we made a list of all the things I could do within Sugardoo, and then think about what I really like to do, and think about what are things that I really can do right now. So for example, having a community or a Sugardoo membership is something that I really took in consideration this week, which is something completely new, and I would love to do that, but just for now it's not the right time and right place for me to work on that, because there are so many other things that I like to work on which don't pin me down on having to make monthly content, which would be the case for a paid membership. Yeah, so well, now I feel more rested, and it feels nice that we had these chats and that we went over everything that is possible within Sugardoo, and then narrowed it down to things that I would love to do. And so for now that comes down to designing patterns, and then with that comes making kits, and comes quilt-alongs, optional quilt-alongs, and YouTube videos, and my book, of course, that's also on that list, which is basically also pattern design, but then extra large. Yeah, so, and all the rest, it's maybe nice for one day, but not for now. Yeah, so that's my little update on Tuesday and Wednesday on how it was going this week. So what I would love to do for today is to get some more overview, and then overview for my tasks within Sugardoo, the projects that I'm working on, like the penguin quilt-along. I want to have a clear overview for that, so when I have an afternoon to work, I can just check the list and know what tasks have priority. But also work in progress wise for a lot of other projects, because the studio is not only the place where I work, but also the place where I sew in the evening, just on projects for me. So I got that bundle from the Wholesale on Monday, and I already started making some things with it, and that's lovely. But I have so many work in progresses laying around, and those are also here, so that's not really work related, but they are here. And of course the Manx blocks also, and that's nice, but that's also taking up headspace. So when I see all those halfway done projects, then they really want to make me work on them, so I have to go through all my whips and make a list, and also have a list of the next task for that project, I think. So when I feel like I would love to make a binding, then I could just look on my list which project, what project does need a binding, and then add it to that and finish a project. Or when I feel like working on my Q16, what project needs quilting? Okay, let's work on that one, so that I can finish up projects and that I can make my list of work in progresses much shorter. Yeah, it's just way too long now. How is that for you? How many work in progresses are on your list? I think that will be a nice next video to film, to go over all my whips again, and I think I did that about a year ago as well. Yeah, so I think that video will come up on my YouTube channel soon, and then it will be nice to do a I don't know, maybe a half-yearly update on that, just to have a little bit of accountability that I make that list shorter instead of longer by adding more and more projects to the list. Okay. So organizing and getting more clear overview of what's supposed to happen over here. That's the goal of today. There is progress over here. It might look like I just emptied the shelves and then filled them up again with boxes, but now there's a structure. So here I have all the stuff that is ready for selling or for clearance sale, something like that. Some crochet, some wooden beads, some elastic band things. Yeah, so that's all gonna go, but not really quilting related. And then I have here my crochet stuff, and here my clothing fabrics for children clothing, and my 2 scrub bags, and then here I have my whips. So here are 4 whips, and in the top box there are a few, and then there's a whip over there. So I guess this is starting to look like something. I do have more boxes and more stuff in the studio, but for now this is okay. So now project wise it's more organized, and also for things for Shiguridu it's also more organized, because I worked out the whole quilt along in Asana. That is a planning tool, to-do list tool, and that really gives a good overview of everything that I need to do and everything that I can do. So that's really nice. Yeah, and also did I show that already today? I worked on a few blocks for the Chula fabrics. So here are 3 blocks that I made from this book, the City Sampler. Those are a lot of fun to make, but when I would go ahead and make a quilt like this, each block is going to be different, and then it's going to be a work in progress that will take me a long time to finish, I think. So I decided to go ahead and use my Let's Play pattern to really show off the cool prints that are in the collection. Yeah, so I think this is what I'm going for. Just mixing and matching all the fabrics and making these blocks and then turning it into a quilt. So it should not take me too long. I sewed 2 blocks yesterday and 3 blocks today. And those 3 blocks, I guess, it took me about an hour or so. So I guess, like many quilters, I really didn't need another work in progress, but I just fell in love with the fabrics, so I really wanted to start with it. So I guess I'm just going to put those blocks with the fabrics and the freezer paper template away in a box on the shelves. But now I have an idea, so yeah, it can go on my whip list. So when I want to do some easy sewing, I can pick up that project. There we go, a clean surface, clean working area, empty working area. That's really nice. So that's a good end of the week, because then Monday I can start kind of fresh again. And don't worry, there's still boxes over here and under there which do need sorting out, so this wasn't all of the stuff, and I don't think those were all my working projects. I can't imagine that there's only 5 of them. There's way more than that, so that's for another video. But today, what did today bring? Well, it brought me a little peace of mind that I now know what's in there, and that I have an overview of my personal crafty stuff again. A kind of overview of what working projects there are. I figured out what to do with the 2 lab fabrics, so that is also something that I can cross off my list. That's all figured out, so I can work on that whenever I feel like it. And I have some clearer view of things I need to do, things I want to do for Sugary Doo in the upcoming weeks. I think I mentioned either in a Q&A video or in a video last week that it feels good to not plan ahead too much, and I kind of forgot that. So that is what I need. I don't want to plan ahead too much, not plan ahead to know what I'm going to do in 2 months. I do have a kind of a plan what I'm going to do, but not exactly what needs to be done, no deadlines. That's just too much for now. So without deadlines, but with a kind of a view of what I could do when I feel like working, I think that's what's going to work for me. So note to self, don't stress too much about future projects. That just small steps, one step at a time, and well, now the focus is on penguins, and then after that we will see. Yeah, so that's it for this week's week vlog. I will be back again in 2 weeks with another week vlog from the studio, and I will update you on the penguin quilt along and how that's going. So see you then. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.